So let's do this little review. So ZX, okay, right here, bisects, that's the key word, is bisect. What does bisect tell us? It tells us it cuts it into two equal sections, okay, and it bisects this big angle, WZY, W to Z to Y. So what I would do on my picture to draw that it's bisecting is that these two angles are equal. So now we can go through and figure out which one of these is true. Okay, so if I had 180 and I subtracted VZX, alright, I'm going to erase everything and let's just show VZX. V to Z to X. V to Z to X. Okay, 180 minus that should be this little green part left, XZY, XZY. So that is true. Since it's a true statement, that can't be the right answer. We're looking for the one that's not true. Okay, so that's correct. Come back. Now we're looking at WZX. I'm going to highlight it. W to Z to X. This yellow angle, okay, plus, let's go XZY, X to Z to Y. Both of those two angles added up, well, they should make WZY, correct? Because if we add two angles together, they should add the entire whole. W to Z to Y. W to Z to Y. Okay, so that's correct, right? So we know that one's right, so we can get rid of that answer as well. All right, moving on. Now, let's look at WZY divided by 2. So if I take WZY, W to Z to Y, if I divide it by 2, it's going to be either one of these halves since we know they are bisected. So it could be WZX or XZY. XZY, which would be this one right here, XZY. That is exactly half of it, so it can't be that answer, so it should be D. But let's go ahead and prove it, just so we know for a fact. Okay, this one says VZW, V to Z to W. Okay, we don't know much about this angle because there's nothing given in the question. If we divide it by 2, it's probably going to be some half in here, right? Divided by 2. It equals WZY. WZY is this big angle over here, and we have no clue that those are exactly half because there's not that information given. So it would be answer D. Okay? Moving on, let's go to number 2. I like to draw the picture. Again, this is the keyword bisect. What does bisect mean? We cut things in half. So we have angle ABC here, okay, and we're going to cut it into half by bisecting it with ray BD. Okay, there's my ray BD. If it's bisected, this half equals this half. Angle ABD equals angle DBC. Now, they tell us angle ABD, this blue one in here, okay, equals 7x minus 1. Let's go ahead and label that, 7x minus 1. Then they tell us this angle, DBC, right here, D to B to C, equals 4x plus 8. So we can set them equal because they're bisected and we know they're congruent. So 7x minus 1 equals 4x plus 8. Okay, from there I can end solve. Just make sure you plug this into the calculator just like that. Okay, 7x minus 1 equals 4x plus 8. But if you don't have the calculator at home, you can still do this mathematically. All we have to do is subtract 4x. Now I've got 3x minus 1 equals 8. Add 1. 3x is 9. Divide by 3 on both sides, we get x equals 3. Now, what do they ask us to find? Well, they ask us to find ABD. ABD is the entire thing? No, it's only this part, 7x minus 1. So we need to say 7 times 3 minus 1, 21 minus 1, 20 degrees. So the answer should be D, 20 degrees. Okay, moving on. Find the measure of the supplement. Every time you see this word, you should think equals 180 degrees. Okay, so they're going to tell us we have angle R, which is 8Z, and we know some other angle out there, okay, is going to add up with this one to get us 180 degrees. So we know if we add 8Z plus whatever angle out there it is, we should get 180 because they're supplementary. Now, to solve for this question mark, what we're trying to find, that unknown angle, all we have to do is subtract 8z from both sides. What you'd be left with is 180 minus 8z. This one's not going to give you an actual answer because it's a conceptual problem. We're just seeing if you know what to do and how to set up a problem, not necessarily can you get the right answer. So it would be A. The second one is a lot like a question we already did over to the left. Okay, so we should have an angle IJK, the big angle, I to J to K, and JL is going to bisect it. So right now we know this section equals that section. IJL, this little piece, is 12x minus 2. And LJK, L to J to K, is 8x plus 6. So again, since it's bisected, that word tells us to set things equal, so that's what you need to key in on. 12x minus 2 equals 8x plus 6. From here, we just have to n-solve it. Since you don't have a calculator, I'll do it for you. 4x minus 2 equals 6. We're going to add 2 to both sides. 4x equals 8. Divide by 4. X equals 2. Okay? But then what is our answer? They want to find what IJL is. IJL is this one right here. So 12x minus 2. So we need to say 12x minus 2, but plug in x equals 2 for x. So 12 times 2 minus 2, 24 minus 2, 22 degrees. So that's how we solve that problem.